Hello, today's lesson will be on slopes and equations of lines. Today our learning objective is I can identify and find equations of lines between slope-intercept and point-slope form. Also, I can find the slope of a line or a graph given two coordinates. Most of this stuff you have done in intermediate algebra, but hopefully we will reinforce it for you today. By the end of the lesson, you will find the equation of a line in slope-intercept form that goes through those following points. First off, the slope. If we have 2 points, remember x comes first, and then y, and then another point where we have x2 and y2. If I want to find the slope, usually we call that m, and we take y2 minus y1, and we divide that by x2 minus x1. Now, if we want to find the slope of this line, we can do it both graphically, or we can do it using the points. If I do it graphically, you figure out how far you go up over how far you go over. And that point is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up and 4 over. So I know my slope is 5 over 4. Now if I want to find the equation using points, I take a look at that point, which is 3, 3, and this point, which is -1, -2. And we do the same thing, where I take y2, which is 3, minus y1, which is -2, all over x2, which is 3, minus x1, which is -1. Now minus the negative turns to a positive, so this becomes 5 over 4, which is the same answer that we have up above. And that was just a slow way of getting through there, or probably written nicer so you can understand it. Now there's 4 different types of slopes that we should know. If it's going up when we go from left to right, we call that a positive slope. And if it is going down when we go from left to right, we call that a negative slope. Horizontal slopes have 0 slope, and up and down is undefined. And we've already talked about that a little bit this year. Now, if we have no equation, or we just have 2 points, no graph, we'll just have to use that formula. So we label our x's and our y's, and my slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus our x1. -5 minus 3 is -8. -5 minus -9 minus 5 is 4. So -8/4 is -2. So our slope is -2. Now there are 2 forms that we write equations in. Typically and one of them is point-slope form. It looks like this. And the other one is slope-intercept form, which looks like this. Now sometimes point-slope form looks like this. Y minus y1, slope x minus x1. Both of these are acceptable, but slope-intercept form always looks like this, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. And in this case, m again is the slope, but now we have a point, which is x1 comma y1. Hopefully this makes sense as we go through these problems. It says write the equation in slope-intercept form if the slope is 5 and the y-intercept is 4. So our slope is 5, and our y-intercept is -4. So the equation is y equals 5x minus 4. Now when we graph that, -4 is the y-intercept, so that's that point. We're going to go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 1. Up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 1. And that's enough points for us to draw our line through those. And so that is our equation. Now find the equation of this line. Well, we can take any, but we know that this point is the y-intercept. The slope from there, if I go up 1, 2, 3 over 2, looks like our slope is 3/2. Our y-intercept is 4. So I'd say y equals 3/2 x plus 4. And that's what they got to. Great. So now it says write the equation in point slope form with a slope of 3 and the point -2, -1. So -2, -1 is our point. Now we have a slope of 3, -3, so I go down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. Once we have a couple, we can draw a line through it. I was a little off there. Let's slide it over. There we go. Now to write the equation, it's going to be y equals our slope times x minus -2, which is x plus 2, and then minus 1. So we change the sign on the x, but we don't change the sign on the y if it's on that same sign. So there's our equation. Write the equation of the line that contains the points 3, -3, 3, -3, and 6, -1. Now once we have those, we just draw our lines through them. And that's a good graph of the situation. Now, first thing I need to do is find the slope. Looks like we go up 2 over 3, or we can take -1 minus -3 all over 6 minus 3. So that would be 2 over 3. And now that we have that, if I want to do it in slope-intercept, we can look here, and this one happens to hit here perfectly, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So y equals 2/3 x minus 5. It doesn't always work out that nice where it hits that perfectly. So if it doesn't hit so nicely, what I would do is write this in point slope form. We'll use this one, x minus 3 minus 3. Now I multiply over the parentheses. So that would be 2/3 x. 2/3 times 3 would be 2 times 3, which is 6, divided by 3, which is minus 2. And then I just simplify this right-hand side to be 5. Regardless, that is our answer. Now, here is the success criteria. So now if we just have the points, we have to find the slope first. -4 minus 4 over 9 minus -7. So we have -8 over 16, which we can reduce to -1/2. So let's focus on this first equation and our slope to put it into point slope form. Y equals our slope times x minus the -7, so that's x plus 7, and then plus 4 at the end. Now if I multiply over the parentheses, that's -1/2 x minus 7/2, which is 3.5 plus 4. So we can, -3.5 plus 4 would be plus 1/2. So now here's our equation. In slope-intercept, our slope is -1/2, and our intercept is 1/2. All right, hopefully you did well on this. Good luck doing your homework.